Hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel Lulu Rask. Welcome back if you followed me before, and hello if you're new. It's been a while. It's been probably 3-4 weeks since I've been on, and I'll tell you why. I've got a rather unusual channel name, Lulu Rask. If you've seen some of my earlier videos, you'll know where that comes from. I have two dogs. Had two dogs, one named Luna, one named Rascal. And a while ago, I went back to college. Part of the process, we had to develop a brand image, brand name, and do all the graphics for it, everything like that. And I came up with Lulu and Rask. So Lulu from Luna and Rask from Rascal, and it stuck. I made bags. I've got cute little leather tags that I put onto bags and things that I make with Lulu and Rask, and my little tree emblem. And the tree emblem is very significant because when I lived up in Scotland, we lived in a place called Edsall Woods. When I first met my now husband David, he lived in Edsall, which was about 40 miles from where I lived in Aberdeenshire at the time. And when I used to go down and stay with him at the weekends and bring the dogs, we would go to this beautiful place called Capo. It's a historical setting, and it had this beautiful forest and a walk through. And one day I came up with the idea of the Lulu and Rask from Luna and Rascal, and the tree became significant because that was such a special walk for us with the dogs. It was just a beautiful place. Sadly, when would it have been? 3 years ago now? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? There was an incredible storm which literally flattened the woods. I mean, there were no more. They were just desecrated in a day of storms. It was so sad. All of those happy memories and lovely little walks that we had was just gone instantly. But the tree still remains as my emblem, and the Lulu and Rask still my name. But where does that tie in with where I've been? Well, a few videos ago I said when we were having the beautiful weather that I was being very mindful, being very present in the moment. Both of my dogs wanted to be outside, and they don't like being outside by themselves, so I would have to sit outside there with them. My sewing room is upstairs in the house, too far away from them. So I knew at the time that I just had to do that. And the reason being is that Rascal, my old boy, he was definitely coming to the end of his time with me, and I just wanted to spend precious time with him. I hope you don't mind that I've kept you waiting, but at that moment his needs were greater than I'm sure yours are to hear me waffle on about ramblings in my sewing room. Anyway, yesterday was our final day together. It was a very, very peaceful, a very, very loving moment. But yes, sadly, Rask of Lulu and Rask is no more, but he will forever be immortalised on my little labels. So where that leaves me now is I'm back with you all. Luna doesn't care if I'm upstairs or downstairs. She's happy to be in the garden alone. She's definitely Daddy's little girl. Anyway, that's where I've been over the past few weeks, spending time with my boy, knowing what was round the corner. But I'm back now. And I've just got a few things to share with you today. It's not going to be a long video. As I say, I just wanted to pop in and catch up and say hi. So the biggest thing I've been working on is behind the scenes, and at this point in time I can't share the finished thing with you. But as you know, I'm an Ellie and Mac group ambassador, and we were asked if we wanted to jump on board with the finals of a new pattern that's been releasing, which is really exciting, very different for them, but something that is just going to go down like a storm. So I will definitely be spamming you all with the details when I'm allowed to. What I will do is show you the fabric that I used, and there's very little of it left, and it's this fabric, which is the Peacock Pagoda Indian block print cotton that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. And I didn't think I was going to have enough. I actually didn't have enough. And you might have noticed if you follow me on Instagram, I put an SOS out because I needed more fabric. And somebody said, oh, because Rainbow had sold out. The reason being that this fabric was only about 120 centimetres wide, and I needed a bit extra for the completion of said item. But anyway, went on to Fabric Godmother and bought. I didn't realise that their ordering of 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah, is either half metre, not the metre. So when it arrived, I was looking at going, where's the rest of it? Because I'd put down 1 thinking it was 1 metre and it was half a metre. So I got this tiny little square of fabric, but actually it's a completely different colour tone as well. Like, this is my original one in the candy pink, and this is more of kind of like a peachy pink, so I couldn't use it anyway. But I made the pattern work. But that pattern, the finals was today, so hopefully it's just the case then of them putting all of the packs together with the photographs for everything, the pattern, and it should hopefully launch quite soon. So when it does, I will let you see the finished garment. Stay tuned. The other thing that I had to get on with again in the evenings has been my excuse me, my dress for Ascot. I'm away down to Ascot next Wednesday. Down to Windsor on Wednesday, Ascot on Thursday for Ladies' Day. It was a Christmas present from my husband. He's taken us down, something that I've never done, never been to, and very exciting. And obviously you get to wear what you would never wear anywhere else. And that's been a challenge for me. So much stuff to choose from. Where do you start? So what I ended up deciding on was the Closet Core Knix dress, because I'd made that for the gathering, and I'll pop a picture in of the one that I've already made, and I just thought it looked incredibly dressy. It was just stunning, loved it to bits. That's a bit shorter than the dress should have been, but that was because I didn't have enough fabric, so I had to shorten the tiers, to manage the fabric. And I loved it. I just felt $1,000,000 in it. So I decided I was going to recreate that dress, but I was going to play around with it a little bit. I had loads of fabric, and I'll show you. I've actually got a little bit of it left here. I've shown you this before. This is a Lady McElroy. But when you have that vision in your head and you can see what it's going to look like, I used Stash Hub to mock it up, and it looked fantastic. But I decided I needed to elevate it a little bit, just from like a normal dress to something a little bit quirky, a bit different, because I had an idea how I was going to style it. So the first thing I decided to do was to make short sleeves, because I think it's going to be quite warm as well. And I thought, well, I'm going to make it, but I want to be able to then wear it, maybe during the summer or even at work, because it is a really, nice looking dress. I want to get use out of it. So I thought, if I make this so that it can be lightweight and I can wear it in the shop during the summer. So I thought, right, I'm going to make short sleeves, but I'm not a standard short sleeve kind of girl at all. So I thought, right, I'll hack the pattern, make a flutter sleeve. So that's what I did, made a flutter sleeve, put it all together. So anyway, I made the short sleeves, did a bit of a hack to add the flare and to make it into a flutter sleeve. And I felt on the first one, as you see here, that it was just a bit short on the bodice. So of the one that I've made for Ascot, I've lengthened it by 3 centimetres, which actually, as I'm doing part of the sloper school, my sloper that I'm making has already started to show that I need to lengthen bodices by 3 centimetres. So it fitted, it made perfect sense, everything was grand. I'm at the stage of it that technically the only two things that I need to do now are fix the buttons onto it and hem it. But I'm not in love with it, and that is so sad because I absolutely wanted to be in love with this. Now, I don't know if that once I've got all the fabric together, it's looking a bit dark, and the original one that I did, which I absolutely love, is so bright and bold. It just was a joy. I'm not convinced with the sleeves. To me, they make me feel frumpy. So my option is to take the sleeves out, put in a longer sleeve, like a 3/4 cuff length. Definitely wouldn't do the full length, wouldn't do it elasticated, but almost like a 3/4 with like a bound, like drawn into a bound cuff. But then it's going to be warm, and I wanted something that was light and flowy with short sleeves. So the other thing I'm thinking is there's too much fabric on the top. And what I'll do is I'll pop some pictures in here, maybe a little video showing you where I'm at the moment. And if you've got any comments, please feel free to pop them in. What I have found is that 3 centimeters that I added has done something strange to the overall width. And I don't know why, but the fabric just feels bigger. Which is really weird because normally with slightly more structured fabric, it feels bigger. It's the reverse on this one. Although it's a drapier fabric, it feels bigger, looser, which I don't understand because I haven't changed widths or anything like that. The other thing I'm playing around in my head is putting like a level of binding. So if I show you on this sleeve, pop like a little channel here on the sleeve of it to run a thread through or like a ribbon through and pull it into a bow. So then I'm turning like a flutter sleeve into or more of like a puff sleeve, because I do like a puff sleeve, but it'll also then bring it up a bit shorter, and I think that might be a better length for me. And then I was thinking, well, if I do that and I have a bow, how about kind of, rather than the button and loop, Rolo loop fastenings down the front of it, is to pop some little bows, a bit like the fleur dress, pop some little bows. And I wonder if those little elements together will be enough to make it work for me, because right now it's not working for me. So anyway, I'll pop pictures in of the works in progress, and if you've got any ideas, please pop them down below. The only other thing that two things that I can share with you. So these, you will be seeing these later with me in them. This is going to be coming up on the weekly sale for Ellie and Mac in a few weeks' time. So if you get excited by these, hang on until I post that, because they will be on a discount. But if you're like me and have voluptuous thighs and hips, but you like to wear dresses in the summer and you don't want to wear tights or anything heavy, you're going to know all about the chub rub shorts, or to give them their correct name, anti-chafing slip shorts, chub rubs. And I just call them chub rubs, and everybody knows that. So I wear these all the time at work, and I generally get them from Marks and Spencer's. If you're in the States, Marks and Spencer's, big chain of fashion, quite good quality fashion, but it's synonymous with underwear. If you're like at 50 something, like you get your lingerie from M&S. But this pattern, when I saw this one up for grabs for the weekly sale, I'm like, yep, I'll do that. Now I have this amazing fabric, and it's proper lingerie fabric that I got from the new Craft House last year or the year before, when they had this and a beautiful magenta colour. And I actually didn't realise that I bought the magenta as well, but I knew I had this khaki colour, which goes nicely with this fabric. So you are going to see you're not actually always going to see it because it's going to be underneath, but you'll see it with that dress. So yeah, I ordered some beautiful fabric, because on this, the elastic is exposed at the top. If you're lucky, I might put them on later and show you them. But anyway, let me just show you them. So they don't, to be fair, they do not look very glamorous. But you know what? They are what they are. They are to be worn underneath the dress to prevent that uncomfortable that you get. And it is a fantastic, there's no front or back seams, just the side seam. But then there is the shaped gusset section, which is double layered, and the elastic on the back. I can't even begin to tell you how easy they were to sew up. I think printing off, cutting out, sewing up took me about 45 minutes. And they are the loveliest thing to wear. They are so fantastic. I am going to be making many more pairs of these. I will not be buying them again. Yeah, the elastic I got from Frumble Fabrics in this, and I'm actually going to go back and get the magenta colour that they had to go with the magenta fabric that I didn't realise I had. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be coming up in the future, but I will pop a picture in so you can see that. But if you like them, you need them in your life, hang on there, because there will be a discount coming up, and I will share that with you. The only other thing I've got to tell you about is a little bit of fabric that came my way from Rainbow Fabrics. I just fell in love. I got 2 meters with the specific intention of making the Cashmerette Selwyn top. It's a little sleeveless blouse with ruffles and pin tucks, and it is this quirky, I think it's called Quirky Fruit, if they're still available, and I think it might actually be still available. I will link that. There we go, that's better. Let me just block out the light so you can see that. That is just a bit of me. Fruits, colours, swirls. So yeah, it's probably not going to happen this week. Work tomorrow, work Sunday. Monday, I am meeting my friend from Scotland. She's on her holiday. She's coming down to Carlisle. We're going to meet up, and as my birthday present from her to me, we are going alpaca walking because she loves alpacas, and she said, would you like to come? I was like, yeah, cool. So she's paid for the trip, so I'm going up on the train. It's about an hour on the train to meet her on Monday. Lovely to catch up with her. I saw her at Christmas. We meet up a couple of times a year. Because obviously I don't live beside her anymore because I've moved from Scotland to England, so it's nice when we catch up. So that's what I'm going to be doing on Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday we're away down to Windsor, Friday back in at work. So yeah, it's going to be busy. But yeah, I might take you with me to the Gigi's. Yeah, probably just snapping the dresses and bringing it back, going, I'm going to make that dress, I'm going to make that dress, I'm going to make that dress. So yeah, I'll pop all the different photographs in. Please give me your feedback. Thank you for being so patient with me while I've been away, and I'm sure there are many of you out there who have been through this and absolutely understand. But yeah, we're all good. We're back, and let's get on with getting back to normal. Speak to you all soon. Bye.